Happy Halloween, everyone. It's less than a week away, and so I thought I would share the process behind this black squid ink sourdough bread that I made for the bakery this year. We're still selling these until October 31st, so if you're in the Central Valley of California, you can still come by and grab one. Otherwise, if you're crafty, you can probably make one yourself. I created the stencil with my Cricut, and I'm sure that there are pop art skulls somewhere in design space. I had a very specific idea in mind, so I just found a skull that was kind of in the style that I wanted. And then I had to make sure that all of the black lines that I'm drawing here connected to each other because that's what my machine is going to cut out, and that's going to be my stencil. So if you're doing this, just be mindful of the way that you're drawing because you want everything to kind of come off in one piece. So I'm using Cricut brand acetate, and I use this on a regular level sticky mat with the regular pressure. I tried this a couple of times with different materials, different brands, and different pressure settings, and this was what worked best. So if you have a Cricut and you're doing this the same way, those are the settings I used. If you're using an X-Acto knife and just kind of tracing the drawing yourself, then you can probably use any material that is kind of like a stiff plastic. And you can see here, I did not realize that the nose wasn't connected to anything. So that is its own separate piece. And I have to place that individually, which is a little bit of a hassle, but it's not too bad. Some things you want to remember when you're actually placing your stencil are you want your dough to be a little bit moist. So if you need to, you can just mist it with a little bit of water. This one was in a Pyrex bowl, and so it had absorbed all of the flour. So it was pretty sticky on the outside. That's going to allow the stencil to kind of adhere to it. The other thing is you don't want to load up too much flour. And when you do remove the stencil, you need to do it very slowly and carefully, because if one of those pieces kind of spring back, it's going to dump flour probably in an area that you don't want the flour to be. So just go slowly and carefully. When I bake these at the bakery in our bread oven, they turn out a little bit browner because I think it's maybe a little drier. In the Dutch oven, these get such a nice rise and the flour stays pure white. It's really stunning. If you have any questions, feel free to put them below, and I will see you next time. Happy Halloween!